YouTubers and teachers out there. I'm going to make a quick video on how to calculate how much money you'll be getting in retirement depending on when you start contributing money. So if you go to moneychimp.com, you could find a compound interest calculator. That'll tell you how much money will grow depending on the amount of money you currently put in, the money that you add every year, the years to grow, and the interest rate you'll be receiving on your investments. Make it bigger. So let's say that you are 40 years old and we want to get to around 60 years old to take out your money. So that'll be a 20 years growth rate. And let's say you currently put in $2,000. Or I could put any extra money in, and I'll do an interest rate of 10%. 10% is what the average stock market return has been giving in very long periods of time. So if you look at future value here, you will get a rate of $13,455. If you go to bankrate.com and look at their annuity calculators, you could actually determine how much your monthly annuity would be. That's assuming you put all your money from these retirement accounts, all this money that you saved, into an annuity that will pay for that lump sum. So if you have 13,455, we're going to put an annual growth rate of, let's do 6%. And we're 60 years old. We want it to last until we're 90. You'll be able to take out $80 per month from 60 all the way to 90. Now that is with putting $2,000 in at one time, letting it grow for 20 years, and then putting all that money into the annuity. Okay. Let's look at other numbers. This does show the beauty of compound interest. You've probably seen many videos about compound interest before, but you should be aware of the monthly cash flow that you could receive from that. Make it bigger. So instead of 20 years, let's say you were 35 years old and you go all the way to 60, that'll be 25 years. So then you're 21,669. Instead of $80 a month, you get $129 a month. It went up $40 just for simply waiting 5 more years and letting it grow for 5 additional years. 30 years, 34,898. 34,898 ends up being $200 a month. So this again, one time, $2,000. Let's do 35 years. Let's say you're starting out and you're going to let it sit there for a long period of time. We're at $56,000. And that is $334 a month. You notice that these numbers are not increasing linearly, but they're increasing geometrically. They're actually going up even faster than just a straight line. Next, more reasonable. Let's say you start with nothing, but you're willing to put in money every year. So let's do $100 a month, which will be $1,200 a year. You're 40, you're going to go to your 60, so 20 years. That ends up being $75,603. 75,603. You're at $450 a month. Again, you do have to pay every single month $100 for the rest of your life. 25 years. Whoa, $129,818. Suddenly you're at $774 a month. This, with a teacher pension, could be adequate to retire for just doing $100 a month for a good amount of your working life. And let's say you're 30 and going to 60, 30 years, $200,000. 217. Then we're looking at $1,300 a month. You should be fiddling around these numbers to consider what your retirement might look like in the future. One of the best ways I think of to determine this stuff is to try to picture and visualize what your future will look like. So you want that fancy car, fancy house, or vacations and whatnot. It's good to take a picture of these things, put it up on your refrigerator, and just constantly look at it in order to see what you want for your retirement. Now, another more of a short term type strategy for motivation in order to feel how you're doing is let's look at the dividend payments that you can receive for some pretty standard funds. This is SPHD. It's one of my favorite funds. It's the high dividend, low volatility. So it actually pays pretty high dividends. And theoretically, and in the past at least, it has not really changed too much in the share price compared to other funds. You notice that the current dividend yield is 4.28%. It has been growing the last 6 years. So if you look at the dividend payment from Seeking Alpha, you see how it did start pretty low and then it's been steadily increasing. Even though it was a little dip here, it's been increasing every year. But just for this strategy stake, we're going to look at the dividends at 4.28%. Back to the compound interest calculator. Let's say you just put in $200 at 4.28%. Probably could do the math in your head. It would be 4.28 times 2, which is 8.56, which means that you're getting $8.56 in dividends payments per year that you're putting in that initial $200. Okay? Doesn't sound like a ton of money, but remember, this is free money, just passive income. Truly, you just put it in the fund. You don't have to worry about what happens. If you could do it in annual additions as well, let's say you do $200 per month, or $2,400 a year. And it's just the dividends. That's why I did the interest rate here. Again, the stock should grow over time, and the share price should also go up with the dividends. Let's look at $200 a month for the year, or $2,500. You notice you put in $2,400, you went up $102.72. Again, just by consistently putting in this money. Finally, let's look at compound interest with dividends and see how much you could actually help grow. So we're going to add $2,400 per year, $200 a month. Instead of 1 year to grow, let's do 5 years to grow. If you do the normal math, it's 2,400 times 5. You contributed $12,000. Your future value, though, is $13,361. That's $1,600 extra, again, just by regularly contributing. That's almost a year's extra pay. You go 10 years, over double that, getting quickly 15 years. Just want to see those bottom numbers. You can see that these numbers are getting pretty big just with regular contributions, okay? So the key aspects of this video is to start early, invest regularly and often, and let that beauty of compound interest work for you. Also, you should be looking at your dividends. Make sure your dividends are at least level, possibly increasing. A few strategies you could do is start with the dividend growth in ETF. It's Vanguard, dividend growth, and dividend appreciation. They start with relatively low dividend yields. Right now, it's only about 2%, 1.74%, but it has been showing many, many years of increasing dividends. And 7% in the last 10 years of dividend growth. Okay. So that is another strategy. If you don't mind the initial dividends being a little bit lower, but letting it grow over time. Again, you're going to grow 3 different ways this way. One is from just the growth of the dividends. 2 is you're buying more shares as you regularly contribute each month. And 3, the dividend payments will apply for more shares as well. So all these things compounding together over a long period of time ideally will help you get a comfortable retirement. That's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time.